Yeah.
It was Namaza. I like Namaza together. All in one.
That's hilarious.
And Namaza's Isaac, and you're like, little shaky.
Shalom, Israel. We already going live. Today we're just kind of waiting on a couple people to come in. So we want to say shalom to everybody that's watching, nationwide, worldwide, wherever you are. The water for coming. Let me throw this on real quick. Make sure it's on. We should be live. Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. So I want to say shalom to everybody coming out, joining us from all the different cities, watching us. Yeah, the water. That's my baseline. And first scripture is James chapter 3 verse 1.
James 3 and 1, bro.
James chapter 3 and verse 1, right?
Putting on cut my sound off my phone so there's no ding.
Go ahead and read that.
James chapter 3 and verse 1 reads, My brethren, be not many masters.
Go ahead.
Knowing that we shall receive the greater condemnation.
So he said, my brother, be not what?
Many masters.
Go ahead.
Knowing that we shall receive the greater condemnation.
So the ones in charge, we're just kind of getting warm and getting started because we're expecting some fruit in class, and so we're just kind of leaving it open for questions. But we do want to start with something. We want to start with explaining something, because when we're in a camp setting, you're going to have people that are going to lack discretion, both male and female. And we've been around for a while. We're still learning as we go, as a school. But as we learn, you can't make everybody happy. You can't make everybody happy. You can't please everybody. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has a different perspective based upon their judgment, how they look at you,
what they want,
how they see you, what they want from you, what their expectation is. If their expectation doesn't line up with the situation at hand. So there's always going to be some disgruntled employees. There's always going to be some disgruntled church members. Not that our joy is to cast anybody off or to agitate, but people are coming from different mindsets. Some are coming from sane mind frames, and some coming out of the world are not all that sane or not logical. It doesn't make sense. But as we interact with brothers and sisters, we realize that not everybody's going to be pleased at what we're doing.
So are you saying that that we're bringing a whole net full of fish, and the different fish have different sicknesses? Right.
Or there's just different kind of fish. Because some fish are eels. Sometimes you throw anybody's ever been fishing, especially in the coast, you're gonna catch eels, you're gonna catch dogfish, you're gonna catch all kind of ugly looking fish. Not saying that we prefer a certain look, but the look that we are preferring is those that choose to sacrifice.
Yeah.
Those are the fish that we're fishing, men that choose to sacrifice and live by sacrifice, because that's ultimately what keeps us in Christ, is our dedication and duty as a follower, as a disciple, as a student of Christ. And this is what bothered Peter. Peter said, Lord, we've forgiven all. What shall we receive?
God.
And he said
everything.
Yeah, exactly. He said, if you forsaken mother, father, sister, brother, wife, daughter, son, yea, even your own lives also, he said, you shall receive 100-fold in this life and life everlasting. So what the Most High wants from us is our dedication and sacrifice. But not everybody's willing to do that. Not everybody's willing to participate to that degree. But then again, you find people that are upset at the pressure of the level of sacrifice that's asked or demanded. And there seems to be this attack on the credential or the quality of what we're trying to do.
Can I ask the question?
Kind.
I know you've been in camp for a long time. There's been many different endeavors. It hasn't been all the same endeavors. There's been Mother's Day card situations where.
Yeah, that preceded me, but you're right. As far as the Mother's Day cards, I mean, there's different men in the camp that there's different raffle tickets. There's been raffle ticket sales. There's been bake sales. There's been giveaways, food drives, canned good drives.
Working job in the tithe.
Yeah, working the job, tithing. There's been a lot of commitment. Pot roast meals. I mean, we've done a lot to try to gain the love of the congregation and win the people's support and feed them. But not everybody has the same expectation, and some people just despise leadership because you're in charge, and you have the ability. And there's an attack on the leadership because you have the ability to wield about people. You have the ability to tell people what to do, how to come and go. But that's not a very glamorous position because it comes with a lot of responsibility. Read that again in James.
James chapter 3 and verse 1 reads, My brethren, be not many masters, knowing that we shall receive the greater condemnation.
Be not many masters. Why?
Knowing that we shall receive the greater condemnation.
What's that talking about?
Go ahead and break it down. It says, because what it's showing, that the leadership is going to be more responsible. But go ahead and break that down. I'm looking for something. Yeah.
Okay. It says, be not many masters, right? The word master in the 828 means a director of a school. All right? Mm-hmm. So a school is a place of education, a place of edification. What does that mean? We come from different schools of life. Some of us come from the streets of hard knocks. Some of us come from Catholic school. Some of us come from the world of incarceration. We have to adapt and learn how to be incarcerated and then open up yourself and deal in this situation after incarceration. Some of us come from a military background. And my instructions based off the military. And I've been training, I've been regimented a certain way to think a certain way. Some of us, our mentors was our mother, and our based on our mother's background, whatever side of town it was, whether socioeconomic position it was, your life expectations and your lenses are based off the background, understanding, and setting that your people come from. My mom personally came from the east side of San Antonio. It was the hood. She came from the east side of San Antonio. She had to find her way out the ghetto. The only way to do it was to go get education, be a nurse. Consequence of that, though, she had to leave this side of town. She always felt a lot of regret having to leave back a lot of her people, a lot of our people. Most of my people are still on the east side. But it created a slight rift because it's a different socioeconomic condition. But the relatability is still there. But what's that saying? That's saying based off of your economic status, based off the neighborhood you come from, whether if gangbanging was acceptable or if it was all about getting education, being sharp, getting an occupation, based off your background, you have a certain life perspective. So when the scripture says, "Be not many masters," what it means, I can't mix my background with the scriptures, because Christ demands we all look at things from His personal lens. That's what the Bible says. We have to put off the old man and put on a what? New man. That's renewed in what? Knowledge. It's not that education is wrong. It's not that having a disciplined military background was wrong. It's just that the lessons I learned in my life previous to the truth, when they mix together, it doesn't necessarily work in this realm. No different in a relationship. When a woman has exes or a man has exes, what happens when two people try to come together and they have a lot of exes in their background?
Yeah, but baggage.
You
remind me of so-and-so. What you did was reminiscent of what I just went through, because you show the same signs that my ex just showed me. You show the same signs that my last relationship that went downhill. And any remnants of that past relationship, I'm going to judge you by it. And that's why it's necessary that as you learn about the Most High, your judgment has to become the most critical.
Yeah.
Judgment is how you look at everything in life, how you look at life. For example, let's go to 1 Kings. Everybody got a Bible? And also, if you got a Josephus, let's get a Josephus too. Let's get a Josephus and let's get a Bible. Let's go to 1 Kings chapter 3.
And just so we know, that Josephus is a historical, he's a historian of the Israelites.
Right.
And we're a school. We educate people about the history of the so-called Jews, the so-called Negroes, so-called Mexicans, so-called Puerto Ricans. We know, according to the Bible, these people that go by slave or bywords or adjectives that describe them as a nation, like Central Americans or North American Indian.
Right.
These right here are words that were placed on the children of Israel.
Right. Absolutely. We're gonna read from the Josephus. Not right now. In just a minute, we're gonna read this story. We're gonna first go to 1 Kings chapter 3, verse 1.
1 Kings.
We keep on the same page.
Yeah, you have a book.
Everybody got a Bible?
Yeah, blue one, big dog? Got you, right. Oh,
All right,
you're good to go. No, it's all good. I was just making sure.
Page
everybody's-
176. If you got the blue Bible, it's page 176. All right. We're gonna start off there, and then we'll read. We're gonna pick this story up in the Josephus.
Gotcha.
All right. So let's go to 1 Kings chapter 3, verse 1.
1 Kings chapter 3 and verse 1 reads, and Solomon.
Now
made-
Solomon is the son of King David, right?
Yeah.
Right. He's the child of Bathsheba, the second
Yeah.
child of Bathsheba and King David.
Mhm.
All right. The first child passed away. You know, we for those that don't know, it was through an adulterous relationship, but Solomon lived and he became the heir to the throne of King David. Read on.
And Solomon made an affinity with Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and took Pharaoh's daughter, and brought her into the city of David, until he had made an end of building his own house,
Yeah.
and the house of the Lord, and the wall of Jerusalem round about.
So Solomon's duty was to preserve the kingdom and to reestablish what had been broken down through war. So Solomon was doing his job. He was coming out, building his house, building the house of the Most High, and protecting the city round about. Read on.
Verse 2. Only the people sacrificed in high places, because there was no house built unto the name of the Lord until those days.
Read on.
Verse 3. And Solomon loved the Lord, walking in the statutes of David his father.
So Solomon loved the Lord like King David loved the Lord. So he said he walked in the statutes of David his father. Read on.
Only he sacrificed and burned incense in high places. And the king went unto, how do you pronounce that, bro? Gibeon. And the king went to Gibeon to sacrifice there. For there was the great high place. 1,000 burnt offerings did Solomon offer upon that altar.
So he said Solomon went above and beyond to do what's necessary to get the Most High's attention. Anytime you offer an offering or give a sacrifice, you do it for the hopes that the Most High will honor the sacrifice. He'll honor what you're trying to do on earth. He'll honor the works of your hands, and by taking pleasure at what you're doing, he'll bestow a blessing in return to you.
Okay.
So the objective of giving the Most High an offering is to get the Most High's pleasure in return.
Okay.
So what Solomon did, he went above and beyond what was required of a daily sacrifice in order to get the Most High's attention. It wasn't required biblically to give 1,000 burnt offerings, like 1,000 oxen or 1,000 cattle or 1,000 rams or 1,000 goats. Solomon, because he loved the Most High that much, he wanted to go above and beyond the norm of what it takes to get the Most High's attention. Read on.
Verse 5. In Gibeon, the Lord appeared to Solomon in a dream by night.
It's not too many people that can say that. It's not too many people that can say the Lord appeared to me in a dream.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And now Solomon, he says, when you go to Job 33, read that, Job 33 and 14. Read that real quick, Job 33 and 14.
Job 33 and verse 14.
Hold where we at in 1 Kings.
Well, you want the in the dream part, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Verse 15 then.
No. When the Most High, it says
1 to 12.
should be,
Yeah, 14.
Yeah,
Okay.
read that.
Job 33 and verse 14.
Hold on, let everybody get what page we on that blue in the blue Bible.
270.
270. Page 270 in the blue Bible. right, read that. It's 33, right? Job chapter 33, verse 14. Read that.
For the Most High speaketh once.
See, a lot of times the Most High talks to us, but the question is, do you perceive when the Most High is speaking to you? And that's a lot of times we don't always recognize when it's the Most High knocking at our door. We don't usually recognize. It's not until something happens or something goes wrong, or I'm locked up and I'm in jail and I might get 25 to life, or you know what I'm saying, that I'm guilty of something, or I get a terminal illness, or a doctor tell me I only got 3 months to live. It's usually when we get bad news, then do we recognize, okay, I gotta wake up, I gotta make a connection with the Most High. But a lot of times the Most High has been talking to us, and He's been reaching out to us, like in Proverbs. Get that in Proverbs. He's been reaching out to us and trying to speak to us, but we never were able to perceive when it's the Most High knocking. And we'll get to this point in a minute. It says, but the Most High speaketh what?
Speaketh once.
So the Most High will come to us and try to come to us and let us know, hey, I need you to make some changes in your life. I need you to make some adjustments with who you are as a person. Go ahead.
Yea, twice.
It says the Most High will speak to a man not only once, He said, but He'll speak to a man twice. Read on.
Yet man perceiveth it not.
But a lot of times what we don't realize is when and how long and what was the method that the Most High was using to get our attention. A lot of times we don't perceive when it's the Most High knocking, trying to talk to us. Now each and every one of us have, I'm sure, if we were to take time to listen to everybody's testimony, each and every one of us would be able to give a testimony of how we knew that God had His hand on us, and how God was trying to wake us up, and God was trying to get our attention, whether it be by close calls, by accidents, car accidents, that if you would have just been, if you would have left the house 2 minutes earlier, you would have been in a 10-car pileup on the highway that morning. Or if you would have left the house 10 minutes late, you would have been in a 10-car pileup. Whether it's by close calls, whether it's by near misses, near-death situations, whatever it is, there's always something to say, man, the Most High was trying to get my attention. We always got those stories. Read on.
Verse 15. In a dream, in a vision of the night.
So a lot of times what the Most High does to men in the past, He would visit them in their what?
In a dream.
He would visit them in their dreams. Go ahead.
In a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men.
And when a man is deep sleep falleth upon man. Go ahead.
And slumberings.
In slumber in the middle of the night, when a man is slumbering, he's knocked out cold, he's unconscious. It's that time the Most High chooses to inspire this man. Give this man, show this man, I want you to see something. Not all dreams are set up that way, but sometimes it's the Most High trying to show me something. Read on.
Upon the bed. Then he openeth the ears of the men.
It says, because why does the Most High choose to get a man when he's unconscious? So that there's no distractions. See, a lot of times you're so busy in your life, you wouldn't know it was the Most High talking to you, even if He spoke to you. Sometimes we don't even perceive it. Matter of fact, that's Job, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Hold that where you are right there in Job, and go to Job chapter 9. Hold that. Go to Job chapter 9 real quick. Read verse 16.
You know when you're ready.
We're ready.
Job chapter 9 verse 16.
Read that.
If I had called.
Job saying out of his mouth, if I called on the Most High, if I asked God to speak to me, if I asked God to show me something, read on.
If I had called and He had answered me.
It said, and He did answer me. I had asked the Most High, show me something that you're trying to get my attention. Show me that you love me. Or show me that you're with me. Show me that you care about me. He says, if I would call on the Most High and the Most High would answer me. Read on.
Yet would I not believe that He had hearkened unto my voice.
Job said what? I wouldn't even believe it was Him responding to me. So a lot of times our situation is so bad, we wouldn't even recognize when it is the Most High trying to get our attention. But why is that? Why is it that sometimes We can't recognize when the Most High is trying to open our eyes to something. Read on.
For he breaketh me with a tempest.
A tempest is a storm. It's because my life is going through so many ups and downs. If you're in the ocean and you're getting tossed around in a boat with a storm, your life is going with the tides. It's rolling with the tides, going high and low. It's turning over. He said, because my life is so full of tribulation. My life has so many different problems in it. I wouldn't even know when it's the Most High trying to talk to me. That's what Job is saying right here. He said, because my life is like a tempest, like the hurricane that just hit Louisiana. If I'm stuck in that hurricane, I'm getting tossed around. Read on.
And multiplied my wounds without cause.
He said, and I'm going through a lot of tribulation. I'm catching a lot of hell as a person. Because of the tribulation that we go through in life and the trouble that we go through in life, it makes it hard to recognize when it is the Most High talking to us. It makes it hard to realize this is the Most High knocking at my door. This is the Most High trying to get my attention. And sometimes we get blinded because we're too busy struggling or we're too busy going through trouble. So we get blinded by when the Most High is trying to reach out. Hey, I'm trying to open your eyes to something. I'm trying to get your attention. So that's what Job said. So let that go. Let's go back to Job 33. Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
Psalms 107 verse 25 and verse 29.
Done.
What verse, sir?
25. 107 verse 25.
Psalms 107 verse 25. For he commandeth and raiseth the stormy wind.
So these storms in our life, that we have these conditions, the scripture says he, which is the Most High in Christ, right? Commandeth, meaning he has power or leverage like Christ over the stormy what?
The stormy wind.
The stormy wind. The challenges and different things pulling us different directions. Wind represents also a destruction biblically. It also represents something you can't see. You can't physically or tangibly see the wind, and it's trying to invisibly guide you different directions and make you lose your grounding. Read.
Which lifteth up the waves thereof.
And it lifts up the what?
The waves thereof.
The waves thereof. I'm on a ship. I'm on a wave. What does the wave represent? Instability. You can't predict the wave. Read.
Verse 26. They mount up to the heaven.
And guess what? Sometimes the waves in our life, they get really, really challenging. To where these waves are above my head. It's more I can handle. That's how it feels. Read.
They go down again to the depths. Their soul is melted because of trouble.
People are melted. People melt because of the troubles that these instabilities and inconsistencies represent in their life. Read.
Verse 27. They reel to and fro and stagger like a drunken man and are at their wits' end.
Where are people at?
At their wits' end.
People are at their wits' end. Because in their life, if it's not based on the scriptures, if it's not based on the foundation of Christ, then what am I going to do? I'm going to sit here and be tossed to and fro by all the winds of my life and have extreme spiritual and mental and emotional inconsistency.
And that wits end, your wits is your intellect or capability of thinking, your capacity of thinking. So it says, if they're at their wits end, that means I don't have no answers for what I'm going through. And that's what that means, to be at your wits end, meaning you don't have an answer. And you don't know why you're going through what you're going through. But go ahead.
Read on.
Verse 28. Then they cry unto the Lord in their trouble.
Then what happens?
They cry unto the Lord.
Was I crying before the storm?
They cry unto the Lord in their trouble.
We cry at the height of our troubles. Read.
And he bringeth them out of their distress.
And then when we cry to the Most High, like Solomon gave those sacrifices, when we acknowledge the Most High, giving 1,000 sacrifices represents I'm completely acknowledging the Most High and I'm focusing on Him.
And this is in advance. This is when Solomon first got the throne, inherited the throne from his father David. Meaning he sent these sacrifices up to the Most High, this 1,000 burnt offerings, prior to coming into any trouble in the kingdom. Prior to coming into any calamity or issues or having any trouble as a ruler or a king.
So I'm supposed to seek the Most High
in advance.
Before police come to my door, before domestic disputes, before child support is before Greg Abbott pops up.
Right.
Before I gotta fight the family, I gotta fist fight the uncles.
Yeah.
That's my niece, bro. That happens. These things happen when we intermingle families and we try to connect with people we love. We have passions. Okay. We get unsuspected or unpredictable scenarios. Okay. Read on.
Verse 29. He maketh the storm a calm.
But the Most High is the one that controls the storm to be also what?
He maketh the storm a calm.
He makes the storm calm based on how much I concentrate and give my focus or cry unto Him. Read on.
So that the waves thereof.
That the what? The unpredictabilities in my life, the situations, scenarios that I cannot control. Read.
Are still.
Are what?
Are still.
Are what?
Are still.
Are still. The Father controls the waves, whether it be still or it be intense.
Or they be hard to handle.
But the one thing they have in common is I'm going to have to cry to the Most High at some point. I'm going to have to ask the Most High for mercy at some point.
Yep. We're going to have to ask the Most High to intervene. And the Most High said, I've been trying to intervene, but you weren't able to recognize when it was me talking to you.
Can I pull right?
Okay.
1 Corinthians 2 and 14.
First Corinthians chapter 2, verse 14.
Yes, sir.
But the natural man.
The what?
But the natural man.
You know what?
Let everybody get it. Let everybody get it.
We're slowing down. I'm not rushing. I'm sorry about that, bro.
What page? What page we on? In the Blue Bible.
Blue Bible. We need the Blue Bible. You got it.
Page 557.
557. What's it saying?
1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 14. But the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit.
So the natural man is the common man. The man just eats, drinks, uses the bathroom, laughs, cries. I live a life that I react to my environment. I'm external. Yeah. I'm external. I react to the things going on in my life. That's natural. It's natural for a man to preserve himself. It's natural for a man to want to love someone. It's natural for a person to be emotional at times. It's natural for a person to sit here and try to be self-dependent. That's a natural thing. But a natural man does what?
I'm sorry, you got the wrong page. I'm going to read it again.
Okay, read it again, sir.
1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 14. But the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit.
I can't, even though the Most High is talking to me, I can't receive it. It's like going to a Chinese restaurant and they don't speak English and you trying to order a meal. They can't get the order. Order can't get done.
You don't know what yin yang sauce is.
What is yin yang sauce, man?
Yeah. You know, you're like, what is that, man? What's in it?
What's in it? You know, I'll be hearing about people in Korea, they have that kagogi. You know about that. Kagogi is dog meat.
Yeah.
But it looks good on paper. Oh man, I'll take the kagogi. Oh, you really want that?
Put it over rice.
I love rice.
Yeah.
Ooh, it has a different flavor. Its texture is kind of different. Right? These things happen when you can't receive communication. So a natural man in their life can't receive and don't really what's going on. What's the order? What order does the Most High want you to commit? What order does He want you to follow? Read.
But the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit.
The things of the what?
The things of the Spirit.
The things of the Most High Spirit. Our lens from the world, the schools of the world. And then what? The Father's lens. Two different lenses. And based on our backgrounds, if we're many masters, we got all these different backgrounds, we got to let something go to get the Most High's vision. Read on.
For they are foolishness unto him. Neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned.
Wow. So what's that saying? The things the Most High tell me don't make sense to me. They're foolishness to me, because I can't pick up on how He sees things. And the Spirit says, be more patient with your wife. And I'm a carnal man. I'm just into my emotion at the time. Then being patient doesn't make any sense. Because I'm mad right now. With a woman, if, being more loving to my husband, have a kinder tongue and be more loving and be more soft and gentle, to the father makes sense. But I was raised in a family with women that have strong mouths and they have strong natures and they're masculine and they're dominant because that's where we come from. these different schools. What happens? Am I gonna listen? Yes, sir.
So like a definition of discern?
Please.
Discern. To distinguish, to see the difference between two or more things.
So I can't see the difference between my old way or my school of thought and then the Most High's school, the Most High's way of looking at things. His thoughts.
You know why? Because it takes a critical understanding of the Most High. And it takes his understanding, his knowledge, and his judgment in order to be able to differentiate the ability to see something the right way. A lot of times we don't look at things the right way. We don't share the Most High's judgment. We look at it based upon feelings. And that's how we determine a situation. I treat people based upon how people make me feel. I don't necessarily treat people based upon what does the Bible say I'm supposed to deal with people. I deal with people based upon if this person's cool with me. If we're cool, then I treat this person cool. But if this person gets under my skin, they agitate, they asking for too much, they all, they hit me up, they get on my nerves, they get under my skin, damn, you make me angry, then I deal with people based upon my feelings. And I deal with you based upon my thoughts. And that's why I can't differentiate the difference of how the Most High wants me to deal with situations versus my feelings, because I'm too busy basing everything off my own judgment. My judgment and how I see things rules how I look at life.
So I can be an enemy to myself if my judgment's not healthy. If my judgment's natural,
right,
then I could be my own worst enemy.
Natural just meaning sensual, meaning I go off the physical senses in order to treat every situation accordingly to based on how I feel. Your physical senses is your eyesight. I go off how I look at things. I go off how I hear things. I go off how I feel. I go off how I taste, how I touch. These are sensual. These are senses. So what the understanding of the Most High isn't necessarily sensual. It has nothing to do with the five senses. Understanding of the Most High comes from reading His knowledge and obtaining His understanding.
Bro, she had a banging body. She had a beautiful body. I just knew that was the one.
I fell in love.
Whoo.
First sight.
She had the Jimmy Choo shoes on.
Red bottoms.
She had red bottoms on. She was the one. Or she had her hair did. She was looking good. Right. Or he was funny. He was a funny guy.
He made me laugh.
He was funny. He was funny.
Yeah.
That's the Most High wants me to be with him.
Right.
I'm gonna commit my life to this person. He was funny.
Yep.
Isn't that natural?
That's a natural judgment.
God.
He made me laugh. He got jokes. He's cool. He buys me everything.
Yeah.
He pays for everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a real one.
Yeah. I don't have to spend no money.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with how the Most High says you're supposed to deal with people.
Mm-hmm.
But that's how we have been groomed to deal with people. And that's what makes it sensual. That's what makes it carnal. That's what makes it fleshly. That's what makes it non-spiritual. But go ahead.
Verse 15. But he that is spiritual judgeth all things, yet he himself is judge of no man.
Why? Because I'm looking at things the way the Most High perceives things. And that's what Solomon was asking for. Now let's go back to 1 Kings chapter 3, unless you have some more.
Well, I do have a little more.
No, go ahead.
Okay. Ecclesiastes in the Bible, chapter 5, verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
And then 5 and 3. 5 and 3 first, and then verse 7. Because that's one was going to the point about dreams.
What was that chapter?
Ecclesiastes
in the Bible.
Tell them what page it's on.
Ecclesiastes 5.
5 and 3, page 330.
Ecclesiastes chapter 5 verse 3.
Oh, Ecclesiastes, right?
Yeah.
5 and 3.
For
Go ahead, bro.
For a dream?
Go ahead. You got it.
For a dream.
Oh, that's it. Cool. Perfect. Thank you.
For a dream cometh through the multitude of business.
So a dream comes, a vision, right? Comes from the multitude of what?
Multitude of business.
All the different things I'm doing. I'm with the family. I'm writing a rhyme. I'm watching TV. I'm texting. I'm watching a movie. And your mind takes bits and pieces of all the little different events and commerce and activities that we touch. Read.
And the fool's voice is known by multitude of words.
But a fool's voice known by what?
A multitude of words.
Because I'm sitting here really
absorbing.
I'm absorbing all these different little sensations I'm getting in my life. They're just different sensations. That's a physical, tangible thing. It's not of the Most High. It's just the physical sensations that I'm dealing with. And that's why I'm sitting here and my mind's on all these different situations in my life. But there's no real one spiritual direction. Now go to verse 7. That
what you're explaining explains a lot of people that ride waves. These waves are these emotional highs and lows.
Yes.
There's no consistency in their life. There's no temperance in their life.
Mm-hmm.
They ride the next wave or the next high, the next feeling, the next new song that comes out, the next new movie. They get excited when something is brand new. And when something's brand new, they feel better, they feel joy, they feel anticipation. They feel like, okay, there's a new movie coming out, there's a new phone coming out. I can't wait for the new phone.
Yeezy album coming out.
Yeah,
Yeezy's coming out.
Yeezy just dropping. Kendrick Lamar finna drop something. You know, I'm anticipating something new. But when there's nothing new, there's no joy with me. There's no excitement with me because there's nothing stimulating me. This is the wave that somebody who's carnal rides. They ride on this wave of looking for the next high or the next stimulation, next feeling. It's almost like a tangible a drug addict, but without the drugs. I'm looking for the next relationship, or I'm looking for the next job. I'm excited about this next job or the next city I'm about to move into. You know what I'm saying? We get emotionally high on those things. But what doesn't make me happy though, I don't get joy, is from looking at things the way the Most High sees things. But go ahead.
Go to verse 7, please.
Verse 7. For in the multitude of dreams.
In the multitude, that means many. Different variations, different versions, different ways, different perspectives, different ideals, different vibes, different sensations. In the multitude of what?
Dreams and many words.
And many words. Hey girl, you know this is coming out. Hey bro, I got this new lick, this new hustle, got this new thing. You gotta jump on this. You gotta get it right. You gotta get early. You gotta get in the ground level. You keep your options open.
Right.
Many people.
You're looking for multiple streams of income.
Multiple streams of income, man. Read on.
There are also diverse vanities.
There are also diverse what?
Right.
Diverse vanities. There's diverse vanities that come behind these multiple waves, these multiple ideals, these multiple energies and angles that we get stimulated by.
You ever notice how growing up you watch cartoons and then next thing you know you're in the cartoon? You're there with Bugs Bunny. You got the coyote chasing you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So because you entertain, it's what you entertain. Whatever you entertain is going to rule your thought process. And this is why Solomon was asking.
I want Spider-Man.
Yeah, and this is why Solomon was asking about making sure that the Most High sets the pace for what's in front of his mind. So let's go back to that real quick. What you got? Hold on. You got 1 second.
Definition.
What you got on definition?
Vanity.
Vanity. Read that.
Want of substance to satisfy a desire or empty pleasure.
Wow. So it's the lack of something or the want of something to satisfy empty pleasures that don't take my spirit anywhere.
Right.
It don't make my house better, my relationship better, make my life better. It'll make my connection to the Most High any better. Can you finish the verse 7?
But fear thou the Most High.
But do what?
But fear thou the Most High.
Do I ride the wave?
Fear thou the Most High.
Do I jump into all these new speeches and new philosophies and new words, new ideas and new energies?
I'm waiting on the new Jordans to come out.
The new J's, they got the yellow and blacks.
You know, Space Jam 2s or whatever it is. It's coming out.
Retro's coming back.
Yeah. So you know, but this is the joy of people. But they have no stability. They have no understanding when the Most High is talking to them. And that's what Solomon is asking for. Solomon is asking, as a young man who is about to take the throne of being a king, a leader of people, he's asking the Most High for judgment. He's asking the Most High for discernment, for spiritual discernment. Go back to that in 1 Kings chapter 3.
1 Kings chapter 3 and verse 5.
Tell them what page we're on. In the blue book. Blue Bible.
3 and 5, that's page 176. Page 176.
Page Are you right?
Yeah, read it.
1 Kings chapter 3 and verse 5 reads, In Gibeon, the heavenly Father appeared to Solomon in a dream by night.
Go ahead.
And the Most High said, Ask what? I shall give thee. Verse 6. And Solomon said, Thou hast shewed unto thy servant David my father great mercy.
He says, you showed David my father what?
Great mercy.
Read on.
According as he walked before thee in truth.
He says, you showed my father a lot of mercy because he walked with you in truth. Read on.
And in righteousness.
And he walked with you in righteousness. So you were merciful to my father. Do we ask the Most High for these things? Do we ask the Most High for his mercy? Do we ask the Most High for his friendship? Do we ask the Most High for his kindness? Do we ask the Most High for his acceptance of what we bring forth? Because in order for Solomon to get the Most High, to get his attention to where he told Solomon, whatever you ask me, I'll give it to you. Then obviously he was pleased with what Solomon was doing, his petition, his endeavor to get the Most High's attention. Solomon brought the pleasure to the Most High of what it took to gain his attention and his focus. So do we look to gain the Most High's attention and focus the same way? Do we look to sacrifice so much of ourselves that it forces the Most High to come on our side and say, my son, what do you want from me? What are you asking? What do you need from me? Read on.
And in uprightness of heart with thee, and thou hast kept for him this great kindness, that thou hast given him a son to sit on his throne, as it is this day.
Read on.
Verse 7. And now, O Lord, my power, thou hast made thy servant king instead of David my father, and I am but a little child.
What is Solomon saying right here? When he says, I am but a little child. He said, I'm young and I'm new and I don't know the way to look at things properly. I'm a novice. I'm a beginner.
I'm impressionable.
I'm impressionable. I'm humble because I'm not gonna act like I know the Most High.
Right.
I know my father knew the Most High. I knew my father walked with the Most High in righteousness, but I don't really know or have that relationship established with the Most High to where I have his judgment. And I can look at life the way the Most High looks at life. I can look at every situation in my life according to the right discernment or way that method that the Most High wants me to see things. Right? So he's admitting that he's young and he doesn't know anything. And this is the best way to approach the Most High when you're trying to get to know the Most High. Is to not come to the Most High and be like, well, I went to church all my life, so I know the Most High. Well, do you really? Or you know what? I know Psalms 23 by heart. Do you know the Most High? Do you know the Most High? Do you really know the Most High? Do you really understand the Most High like you think you do?
That's not to negate the fact that you had experiences with the Most High. We've had experiences.
Right.
But can I quantify that I know the will of the Most High according to the Bible?
And that's what Solomon is admitting. He's saying, I don't know. My father knew how to please you, but I'm learning to. I'm a beginner in this relationship with the Father. That's what Solomon is saying. I'm new to this. I'm brand new to getting to know the Most High on a personal level. Read.
And I am but a little child.
But Solomon, we know, he was young, but he wasn't no little child. What he's saying, he's a young child in understanding. Meaning his understanding is young. His understanding is new. Read.
I know not how to go out or come in.
What does that mean? When anytime you read the Bible about going out and coming in, it's referring to leadership. It's referring to leading people, directing lives, steering people's lives, and showing them which way to go and what to do in their life.
For example, I don't know how to be a father. It's my first time being a father. This is my first time in this ranking position. This is my first time sitting here and maybe dealing with a younger sister. This is my first time being in a situation. This situation is new to me.
Right. Read on.
Verse 8. And thy servant is in the midst of thy people, which thou hast chosen, a great people, that cannot be numbered, nor counted for multitude. Give therefore thy servant an understanding heart.
He said, Solomon is asking the Most High. He says, think about, this is almost like Aladdin, and you rub a lamp, and a genie comes out the lamp and grants you 3 wishes. It's almost a fairy tale to have the Most High appear to you in a dream and to ask you, whatever it is that you want, I'll give it to you. Now, some of us are so carnal. Some of us will say, what is some of the top 3 things we would say if the Most High would come to us in a dream and say, whatever you ask, whatever you want, I'll give it to you? What's the top 3 things you know that deep down inside we know we would be like?
I need that record label.
Yeah.
I need that record label. I need that Maybachs.
Yeah, you know.
You gotta say it like that.
You know, want that money. Money would be number 1.
Money.
You know what I'm saying? Money.
Cash.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Fame.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? What else?
Women.
And to live forever.
Oh,
Because why have all that money and you can't enjoy it forever? You know what I'm saying? That don't make no sense.
It's like asking for three more wishes.
I'm gonna keep you getting me.
Give me 3 more. Keep the wishes coming. You know what I'm saying? But the Most High knows a carnal man would ask that. A natural man would ask that question. A physical minded man would pursue something that would benefit him, because that's the thought process that we have. We think that money buys happiness. But you know what?
So resources just gave me security. Made you feel
right. But there's just as many celebrity rehabs for drug addiction as there are regular rehabs. Because even though celebrities have money, they still don't have peace of mind. And they don't have understanding. And they don't have answers to their problems. So, but we don't know that. We think we're thinking on a carnal level.
Who's not happy?
Right.
Makes sense. He's everything.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I want to live forever.
Yeah.
I'll never want to die, because that's what a lot of people look for. They look for the fountain of youth.
Yeah.
People with wealth, they want to extend their wealth as long as possible. That's a whole nother point, though. But read on.
Verse 9. Give therefore thy servant an understanding heart.
What did Solomon ask for?
Understanding.
An understanding heart. You know why? Because if Solomon can receive an understanding heart, then he can understand no matter what happens to him in his life. He knows why. See, a lot of times things. How many people commit suicide? Suicide is on the rise. But why? Because what am I missing?
Understanding.
I'm missing understanding. I'm missing answers in my life. I don't know how to get through what I'm going through in my life. I don't see any hope. I don't see me coming out of this situation, and this situation is going to benefit me. So for this reason, people don't have hope, because they don't have understanding. And because if I lack understanding, I'm going to lose out on a lot of things. And this is what Jeremiah talked about. Go to Jeremiah chapter 3. And we're going to come right back to this. No, give me Lamentations 3. Yeah.
That's page 390.
Somebody that can read real quick. You got it? I want you to just read on down. Start at verse 14.
Lamentations chapter 3 verse 14. I was a derision to all my people.
Matter of fact, just start at verse 1 and just read quickly on down, and just everybody just read along. Because what you're about to read is, you're about to read a man that is complaining about his life. You're about to read a man that's not understanding why he's going through so much trouble. But there is an answer to it towards the end. So let's start off Lamentations chapter 3 verse 1. Read that.
I am the man that has seen affliction by the rod of his wrath.
He says, I am the man that has been seen. I've caught a lot of hell because the Most High has been angry with me. This is how Jeremiah the prophet wrote Lamentations. Jeremiah is explaining that he's a man that has gone through a lot in his life because the Most High punished him, because the Most High was angry at him. Right? Now, oh man, I hate to do this.
Affliction, a cause to be continued in pain, body or mind.
It says, so he read that one more time.
The cause of continued pain of body or mind as sickness, losses, calamity, adversity, persecution.
So all these things trouble our lives. Affliction, calamity, things that we lose, people that we lose, all these things trouble our lives. That's what affliction is. But a lot of times we're not aware of where it's coming from. Read on.
Verse 2. He hath led me and brought me into darkness, but not into light.
So initially, Jeremiah is complaining. He said, man, the Most High led me into darkness. He didn't show me no hope. Read on.
Surely against me is he turned.
Jeremiah thinks the Most High is strictly against him as a man. He said, the Most High must be against me. Read on.
He turneth his hand against me all the day.
Read on.
My flesh and my skin hath he made old. He hath broken my bones.
Read.
He hath builded me. He hath builded against me and compassed me with gall and travail.
Gall is bitterness. Read on.
He hath set me in dark places as they that be dead of old. He hath hedged me about.
He's cornered. He got me cornered. The Most High got me trapped. I'm in a corner. Read on. I'm boxed in. Read.
That I cannot get out. He hath made my chain heavy.
All the burdens that I have are heavy. I carry a lot of burdens in my mind. I carry a lot of pain in my mind. Read on.
Also, when I cry and shout, he shut out my prayer.
When I cry and I shout out, he said, man, the Most High doesn't hear my prayer. He's not listening to my prayer. Jeremiah is feeling this, that there's a disconnection between him and the Most High. Read on.
He hath enclosed my ways in the hewn stone. He hath made my paths crooked. He was unto me as a bear lying in wait, and as a lion in secret places. He hath turned aside my ways and pulled me in pieces. He hath made me desolate.
He made me empty. Jump down to 14.
14. I was a derision to all my people, and their song all the day.
Derision.
Derision is just a perplexion. Read on.
Okay.
15. He hath filled me with bitterness, and hath made me drunken with wormwood. He hath also broken my teeth with gravel stones. He hath covered me with ash.
So he's saying that the Most High has brought me into a low place in my life. I'm at a low point in my life. I'm at a bad place and I'm at a low place in my life. This is Jeremiah crying out to the Most High, complaining about his condition. I'm at a real low point in my life. Read on.
And thou hast removed my soul far off from peace. I forget prosperity.
He says, because of this condition that I go through, I forgot how good the Most High has been to me. Catching hell or affliction makes you forget about how good the Lord is. Anytime you catch affliction, the definition of affliction, you had it. Who wrote it down? The definition of affliction. That we have put it. We first read verse 1. He said, I am a man that have seen affliction.
Affliction. The cause of continued pain of body or mind as sickness, losses, calamity, adversity, persecution.
All these things make you forget how good the Lord is. All these things that you go through in your life, it makes you forget how the Most High is merciful.
Kind.
How he is kind. How he is forgiving. How he is long-suffering. How he is patient. All these things that you go through in your life make you forget that God is good. It makes you forget. And that's what Jeremiah is saying. I forgot how good the Most High is because of all the tribulation that I've been going through. Because of all the pain I've been going through. Read on.
Verse 17. Thou hast... No, I'm on verse 18. And I said, my strength and my hope is perished from the Lord.
And what happens when you catch so much hell in life? What happens to your strength?
Lose it.
You lose strength. I don't know if I can continue, man. I don't know if I can go on. I don't know if my life will ever be the same. I don't know if I'm ever going to be coming out of this rut. I'm in a rut.
Depression.
I'm in a depression. I'm at a low point in my life. I have anxiety. I'm filled with sorrow. I'm brokenhearted. So I don't know if I can come out of this situation. That's what this life brings to you. So if you don't have the discernment, if you don't have spiritual discernment or understanding to be able to decipher or differentiate what you're going through in your life and to make sense of what you're going through in your life, then you lose hope in the Most High. That's what happens when you can't make sense of what's happening in your life. And that's what Jeremiah is explaining.
Can I pull the scripture here?
Come.
Ecclesiastes, chapter 38, verse 18. Just so people know, we'll explain it right here real quick. What Bible was that? 1611?
Yeah, 1611.
Yeah, can somebody explain? I'll explain.
The 1611 KJV is one of the first inscriptions of the Bible. That's not a addition. That was actually in the first Bible that was printed in English. It was in the form of actually in one whole book that was removed from the book by the Catholic Church. And that's why you see it in that red form. But if you get a 1611 KJV at any bookstore, you can buy it all in one. So that's not a separate book. It's not nothing different. It was a part of the original scriptures.
And it was taken out of the Bible in 1828 by Pope Gregory, if I'm not mistaken, because they believed it to be not canon to the New Testament. So that's why I took it out.
That's some guy studying over here, man.
Yeah.
I love this, man.
That's you getting long.
Ecclesiastes 38, verse 18. You boys be reading.
Ecclesiastes 38, verse 18. For of heaviness cometh death.
For of what?
Of heaviness cometh death.
Shashwan's going into this condition that Jeremiah was in. He was in a heavy spirit. Of heaviness cometh what?
Death.
That's how the suicidal thoughts, the indulgence, the self pain, the sling of the. You see those arms? They have their arms have all kind of different lines, like a train track of just scars on it. People do different things. People react differently when they're in this condition. They become self-destructive when they get too heavy. Of heaviness cometh death. Read on.
You know, one of the main things people do is drink.
Yeah.
People try to drink the pain away. Drink, smoke. Just stay numb. I'm trying to get numb. I'm trying to numb myself. When I catch so much hell, I don't want to face reality, and I don't want to think about what I'm going through. So I try to numb myself to where I don't have to feel anymore. I don't want to feel like this. Because that affliction is pain of the body or mind.
Both.
So I'm trying to take away the pain of what I have to either think about or what I'm going through physically or mentally. And people try to self-medicate and try to fix themselves versus going to the Bible and looking at what Jeremiah was explaining that he was using to fix his situation. All right? Go ahead.
For of heaviness cometh death. And the heaviness of the heart.
The heaviness of the what?
The heaviness of the heart.
The heart is the mind. The heavy thoughts that weigh in a person's mind does what?
Breaketh strength.
It breaks strength.
No, it makes you weak. It makes you weak. It makes you weak emotionally, physically. You lose endurance. You know, it's hard to continue. You get depressed, anxiety, full of emotion. You tell you're in shock. All these things, man. You know, you're in denial. I shouldn't have to go through this. I don't deserve this. Why do I have to go through this?
We go off on people that love us.
Yep. I get snappy. I get angry. I get bitter. I get cold. I turn cold on people. I get distant. I just disappear into a shell. I just go into a damn shell. I don't want to come out because I'm going through tribulation, and this is the usual result of what happens in our life when we catch hell. But Jeremiah's explaining this. You got that? I mean, you know that? Go back to Jeremiah Lamentations chapter 3. Verse 18.
18?
Mm-hmm. 18.
Lamentations chapter 3 verse 18. And I said, my strength and my hope is perished from the Lord.
He said, because of all the things that I go through in my life, the first thing that we lose when it comes to God is what? Hope. No, hope. Hope. We lose hope. We lose hope in the Most High. We think there's no hope for my situation, my circumstance. That's the first thing that happens when life gets very difficult. We stop believing. And that's what tribulation does. Tribulation and pain makes you not want to believe that there is any good on the other side. There's any good coming to me. or there's no good coming out of this situation. When there's plenty of good, but it's hard to see the good when you're drowning in pain.
And also when I've trained my mind to just find joy in those sensations, in those words, in those new physical, the new iPhone, the new outfit, the new relationship, the next physical interaction. When I've trained my mind to find joy in just my physical reality, now when I go through a real dip, a real wave in my life, a real issue in my life, a low point in my life, I don't have the ability to fix it. But I've trained my mind to handle things just from a physical perspective.
You know, you're in a gang. Somebody shoot your block up, you got to go shoot their block up.
You gotta do it.
You know what that is? That's revenge. That's somebody do something hard. Somebody hurt me, I want to hurt them. Yeah, that's what we want to do. We're very reactionary people. You hurt me, I want to hurt you. Because I'm hurting, I want other people to hurt. I want to take my pain out on somebody else. Because I want them to feel like how I feel. And we do that as well. That's another, instant of how we deal with tribulation. I want to take my pain out on other people. And that's not what you're supposed to do. But Jeremiah is saying what? Read on.
Verse 19. Remembering mine affliction and my misery, the wormwood and the gall. My soul hath them still in remembrance and is humbled in me.
He says, but thinking about all the pain of what you go through, which you're going to go through in life, it's made to do something to you. Jeremiah understands what the affliction is for. The affliction in life, the losses, what the definition you had for affliction? If y'all don't write it down. So we ain't got to read it all the time. Write it down, the definition of affliction. Write it down.
All the continued pain, sickness, losses, persecution, and make you forget how good God is.
Yeah, read that definition. That's good. Read.
Affliction, the cause of continued pain.
The cause of continued pain. Go ahead.
Of body or mind.
Or mind. Go ahead.
As sickness.
So when you get sick, if you get sick of the body or the mind, go ahead.
Losses.
Or if you lose something, you lose someone, lose your house, lose a family, whatever you lose. There's losses. You taking losses. Read on. Loss of job. Calamity. Calamity is trouble. Go ahead.
Adversity.
And things are adversity. Life is getting very difficult for you to navigate or to be successful. There's a lot of impediments in the way. There's a lot of obstacles keeping you from being successful. Read on.
Persecution.
Persecutions is affliction or trouble caused from outside influences. I'm getting blamed for things that I didn't do, or people are coming against me. So when I go through all these things in my life, they're supposed to do something to me. They're for a reason. What did Jeremiah said the reason is? That he can only conclude. That's the only answer he can come up with to determine why he's going through what he's going through. Read that verse again.
Verse 20. My soul hath them still in remembrance.
So he said when he think about all the tribulation and the hell that he's catching. Read on.
And is humbled in me.
Is what?
Is humbled in me.
What is all the tribulation supposed to do?
Humbled.
What is the sickness supposed to do?
Humbled in me.
What is the loss supposed to do?
Humbled in me.
What is the persecution supposed to do?
Humbled in me.
It's supposed to humble you. A lot of the things you go through, you have to think about it the way Jeremiah is thinking about it. The Most High is humbling you. Get the definition of humble. He's using the tribulation in life to humble you.
Thank you. Humble.
Oof. To crush, to break, to subdue.
To crush, to break, or subdue. Write that down.
To make submissive.
To make you what?
Submissive.
Why does the Most High bring you tribulation in your life?
Make you submissive.
Is it to blame the Most High?
No. To make you submissive.
I don't. God, how dare you do this to me?
I got one. It says to destroy the power, independence.
To destroy the what?
The power or independence of.
So the Most High takes you through tribulation in life to destroy your what?
Power or independence.
Come on, man.
Number 3.
To break your power or to break your what?
Independence.
Your independence.
Right.
So what that is the Most High saying, listen, I'm causing these things to go through, to hit you in your life, so that you can become attached to me.
Right.
So you can stop being independent and thinking you have all the answers. Because the Most High shakes somebody's life up so that you can understand you need the Most High in your life. Because if not, we will go through life as if we don't need the Most High and we can make it without Him. And that's the independent mind frame. I don't have to pray. I don't have to study. I don't have to read the Bible. I don't have to believe. Well, yes you do. But the Most High has to have certain things happen to you in your life to get you to see that.
If I just do me, I'll be okay.
I'll be okay just living life the way I'm going.
I've always been a hustler. I'll be okay.
The path that I've been on, it's good for me. I've been navigating my own. I'm a good person. I go to work. I go to school. I take care of my family. I pay my bills. I'm a good person. So that's all you got to do?
Right.
Well, you know what the Most High does? He breaks you off of that path. Of whatever path you thought you were on, the Most High has things that happen to you in your life so you can come back to Him. And He can get your attention. Because to submissive is to yield or submit your will.
Yeah.
So the Most High has tribulation to hit us for the purpose of submission, or us saying, let me stop trying to control my life. I need to give my life over to the Most High and let Him control me, versus me trying to control myself. Yes, sir.
I had a precept.
Go pull it.
Psalms 119 and verse 67
Read that.
and 71.
Tell them what page you on. Blue book.
Psalms chapter 119 and verse 67.
Well, we got
306.
306 in the blue Bible. 306. Read that.
It says, before I was afflicted, I went astray.
He said what?
Before I was afflicted.
He says, before I caught hell, I went what?
Astray.
Astray from who?
The Most High.
That's what happens. I went astray somewhere in my life. Somewhere in my life, I didn't give the Most High the attention that He deserves. I didn't make the sacrifices to the Most High. My sacrifices that I was doing in my life was to feed my kids. It was to pay my bills. It was to feed myself.
Self-sustain.
Put food in the refrigerator. To make sure that my car note insurance was paid. You know, I took care of my family. That was my focus. Well, you still got to give sacrifices to the Most High. And so that's why Solomon, before Solomon became a leader, he sent he made 1,000 sacrifices to the Most High to get His attention. Prior to him becoming king, he was already humbled. But he's saying what in Psalms? Where you at?
Psalms 119 and verse 67.
Read.
Before I was afflicted, I went astray.
Go ahead.
But now.
He said, but what?
But now.
Read on.
Have I kept thy word?
He said, now I'm coming back to follow who?
The Most High.
He said, so yeah, but a lot of us go astray and didn't give the Most High enough attention. And we didn't give the Most High enough affection. Neither did we give Him enough honor until things happen in our life, till we get afflicted. Then when we get afflicted, then we come back to who? You're supposed to come back home. Give me the scripture, the ox not his master's crib.
Isaiah 1 and 5.
Read that. Just read it. Write it down. Don't everybody don't have to go there. Just read it. Read it. Tell them where you at. Everybody write it down.
Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 5.
Read that.
It's like I didn't have it. It's new. Verse 3. Salakia. The ox knoweth his owner.
An ox is a dumb animal. It's just a beast of burden. It's just an ox is only built to farm land. It's a tractor. It's an Old Testament tractor. You put a hitch on the back of the ox, and you whip the ox, and you put a tiller on the back of it, and it drags the gold and it tills the ground. That's why the Most High made the ox. It's a strong beast of burden. He said even an animal like that's a beast of burden, not known for his intelligence. Chimpanzees are known for their intelligence. Orangutans are known for their intelligence. Baboons are known for apes are known for their intelligence. Monkeys are known. Some birds are known. The African gray bird is known for his intelligence. Some animals, dolphins are known for their intelligence. Elephants are known for their intelligence. The ox is not known for his intelligence. He's known for his strength, his ability to just plow the ground. He's not known to have a big brain. Read.
And the ass, his master's crib.
An ass is a donkey. But what is the Most High saying? He's saying a beast of burden and a jackass or a donkey knows what?
The master.
He knows, he can recognize who? He can recognize his master. He said even these animals that are not known for intelligence can recognize where home is at. They can recognize who their master is. Now somebody hold this and we'll finish this, and then somebody else give me Malachi chapter 1 verse 6. Read that. Read on.
But Israel.
He said, but the children of Israel, the people on that sign, the nation of Israel, the Negroes, West Indians, Haitians, Dominicans, Central Americans, Puerto Ricans, Cubans, Dominicans, Argentinians, Brazilians, and so-called Mexicans. He said, these are the lost sheep of the house of Israel. He said, but Israel don't know what?
Does not know.
He said, they don't know who their master is. They don't recognize me. Even a dumb animal can recognize home and recognize his master. He said, but our people are forever forgetting about who their master is. They'll take care of their family, they'll feed their kids, they'll go to work, but that's about the extent about what they're willing to do and not recognize that they have an obligation to serve the Lord. So the Most High uses tribulation. He uses circumstances as a reminder to shake your life up a little bit so you can recognize where home is at. And you can recognize who your real sacrifices should be for. Now read Malachi chapter 1 verse 6.
Page 4.
53.
53. Page 453.
Anybody got that?
Malachi chapter 1 verse 6.
Malachi chapter 1 verse 6. A son honoreth his father.
He said, damn, if you know who your father is, right? You know who your daddy is, right? You can recognize, hey man, that guy kind of look like me. We got the same build, same speech pattern, same walk.
Yeah.
Sometimes the same height.
Yeah.
He said, a son honors his father. I know who my father is. I do what my father tell me to do. Read.
A son honoreth his father.
He said, damn, you know who your father is. Read.
And a servant his master.
And a servant, if you're a student, you know who your teacher is. Even in school, you know who your teachers were. You know who the principal was. You know who the vice principal was. You know who your math teacher was, your algebra teacher. He said, yeah, even a master is what? I mean, a servant is master. The master is just a teacher. Read on.
If then I be a father.
But the Most High said, am I not a father? Is the Most High not a father? He's the heavenly Father. That's why we call him Heavenly Father. But he's still your father too. There's more to having honor for than just the people in your family. There's more dedication that's needed than just to serve the ones with your same last name.
That's true.
Or come from the same, or got the same address. Or share the same taste in food, in refrigerator. He said, am I not a father? Read on.
If then I be a father.
He said, if I am a father, then what?
Where is my honor?
He said, then he's asking a question. Then where is his honor? That's what the Most High is asking. You honor your family, but do you honor the Most High? Reverence or to have respect for. So what is the Most High uses in a person's life to get that respect that he deserves? He uses affliction. He uses tribulation. This is what the Most High uses in our life to get our attention. That's why the Most High asks, okay, well you got respect for your parents, but what about me? How have you been respecting me in your life? And that's what the Most High is saying. Read on.
And if I be a master.
And if I be a teacher, read on.
Where is my fear?
Where is my fear? Another word for fear is respect. Most High wants his respect as well. See, a lot of times we live life without giving the Most High his proper respect. So there's certain things that have to happen in life in order for the Most High to get his respect. The Most High is going to get his respect one way or another.
Yeah.
But these things happen in our life to get that respect for the Most High. So do we understand that? All right. So let's go back to where we was at in Lamentations.
Lamentations chapter 3. Now we're on verse 21. This I recall to my mind. Therefore...
Hold on. Read verse 20 again.
Come. My soul hath them still in remembrance.
Go ahead.
And is humbled in me.
He said, and is what?
Is humbled in me.
So when you think about the things that you're going through in your life, you're supposed to attribute those things that you're going through in your life for the purpose of humbling you. It's supposed to humble you, and as it humbles you, you're supposed to turn your attention back to who?
Most High.
To the Father, to the Heavenly Father. That's why He's doing that. And through the humility of your situation, through the humility of what you showed, you had the definition of humble, right?
Yeah.
Nathaniel, you had a great definition of humble.
To destroy the power and dependence of.
Destroy the power, independence of. So once the Most High breaks your power down and breaks your independence, the life that you chose to live, that you thought you could live without Him, once the Most High breaks that down, then He can do what? Somebody go to Psalms chapter 10 verse 12. Well, let me get it. Maybe.
I'm going to go over humble again.
To
make humble or lowly of mind, to abase the pride of, to reduce arrogance and self-dependence, to give a low opinion of one's moral worth.
To reduce arrogance. 10 and 12. So Psalms 10 and 12.
10 and verse 12.
So He reduced that arrogance. So if we don't catch tribulation in our life, if we don't go through situations in our life, what happens to us?
Get prideful.
We get prideful.
Yeah.
We get very arrogant. We get very arrogant, and we get very independent in our thought process. And this is what the Most High will use to keep you humble. You know it's humbling? When you got sick kids. That's a humbling process, man. And I have sick kids. My first son had a brain tumor that needed to cut his brain open to get the tumor out. And my second to the youngest son almost died 3 times from protein intolerance. Couldn't eat food. Allergic to food. How are you allergic to food? You need food to live. How are you allergic to all food? That's crazy. You're born allergic to food? How you going to survive? But you know what that does? It humbles you down. Because you know what that means? That means that I don't control nothing. Whether it be a brain tumor or whether it be an allergy or a food aversion. I don't control nothing. That's all that shows me, is that you have to just, at this point in time, you have to make as strong of a connection to the Most High as possible. As possible. In order to get the Most High's to get His approval, and to get His blessing, and to get that restoration or healing that you need from the Most High. You have to be humbled down.
Protection.
You need His protection. And also you need hope. Because when the doctors tell you, hey, there's nothing we can do, you don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
You don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear there's nothing we can do. There's no medicine. How you make somebody unallergic to food? You know what I'm saying?
Good question.
And most people that have brain surgery to remove tumors, they're never the same. Neither do they live. So what does the Most High do? He humbles you down through these situations that He put you through in your life. Now read that in Psalms 10 and 12.
Psalms 10 and verse 12. Arise, O Lord, O power, lift up thine hand, forget not the humble.
He said, do what?
Forget not the humble.
That's why David is praying to the Most High. He said, Lord, arise. That means if you wasn't there before, then I need you right now. If I didn't know you was there before, if I couldn't recognize you in my life before, I'm asking that you help me in my situation right now, and you be there for me, and you don't forget about the who?
The humble.
The humble. And what's that definition of humble?
Humble. From my man. You got it? You sent it to me.
To make humble or lowly in mind.
To make humble, or to make what?
lowly in mind.
To make lowly in your mind. To make you, instead of being independent in your mind, that humility forces you to be what?
Dependent.
You become dependent.
God.
That means I need the Most High.
True.
See, the Most High shakes your life up because somewhere in your life you didn't think you needed Him. But you do need Him. And He uses the tribulation in your life for the purpose of showing you what you need in your life.
True.
Because without the tribulation, life we just go on living life.
Yeah.
Godless. Huh?
We would,
Like an atheist almost. Huh?
or just not with the full belief that we should have.
Okay.
Not necessarily denouncing the Most High, that there is a God, but we would be underappreciative of the Most High. We would undervalue the Most High. That's what we would do.
Yeah, that's fact.
If nothing was wrong in our life, we would look at the Most High as being there on the weekend. I get to you. I pray. Hey, this food is in front of me. Hey, don't eat yet. Let's hold hands real quick. Hey, Lord, thank you for this food that you bless us with today. We want to bless you for this this turkey and and all the fixings and the dressing and the drink and all. We'll bless the Most High then. But that you gotta bless the Most High more than just that when you eat.
Can't just be the God of food out.
Yeah, right.
Pray the food God.
Yeah, just when the food is good.
It was the rest for your point. To reduce arrogance and self-dependence.
And self-dependence. That's what the Most High is doing. He shakes you up in life to get you to stop depending on your way of looking at things. He forces you through tribulation to look at life in a different way and to look at Him in a different way. This is what the Most High is doing. And that's why David is asking the Most High, arise, please, wake up, man.
Solomon.
Arise, wake up, please. I'm asking you to help me because I'm humble. I'm not dependent on me anymore. I don't go off my own understanding anymore. I don't look at life the way I choose to look at life anymore. I'm submitting my will. Your will is handing over your control. And that's what the Most High ultimately wants. That's why Christ said, Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. That's why Christ said, this is how you're supposed to pray. You're supposed to pray that the Most High His will gets done. He said, on earth as it is in heaven. So what we have to do is submit to the Most High's will, His way of doing things. And that's what the Most High is using to do that. He uses tribulation to do that. Read on. Now let that go in Psalms. Go back. Yeah, pull the scripture. Let that go in Psalms, and we're gonna go back to Lamentations. Get that way out scripture.
Yeah, Isaiah 65:2, and then Micah 4:12.
Lamentations chapter 3 verse 20. My soul.
Isaiah 65:2.
Oh, you want to there? You're gonna drop that.
Somebody get it real fast. Am I right?
Yeah.
Isaiah chapter 65, verse 2.
It's just a point.
Yeah.
Page 357.
Uh-huh.
Isaiah chapter 65, verse 2.
Uh-huh.
Page 357. I have spread out my hands all the day unto a rebellious people.
He spread his hands. The Father's stretching his hand trying to help a rebellious people. Resistant. Rebellious also means very resistant. Right? Resistant and not following instruction. Read.
Which walketh in a way that was not good.
They walked in a way, or they did things in their life a certain way that was what?
That was not good.
According to their school of thought, or according to the Most High school of thought. In my life, based on my experiences, what I'm doing makes sense. It's right. It's good. What I'm doing is good. What are you talking about? You're tripping, huh?
I go to church once a week.
I'm not tripping. I go to church. I pay taxes. I do my job. I'm a good guy.
I don't commit crimes.
I didn't shot nobody. What are you talking about? How much bad dude? I'm not no bad dude. You tripping, huh? Right? That's how we feel sometimes when we're rebellious or resistant to the Father. We haven't gone past our external. Right? Read on.
Which walketh in a way that was not good after their own thoughts.
After their own what?
After their own thoughts.
Normally, we're those people going off our own thoughts that were based on our visions, our dreams, the words we heard,
the direction that we choose to live life,
the different sensations that I was inspired to have around me in my life, from a multitude of business experiences and things going on in my life. Real fast, Micah chapter 4 verse 12. Micah, it's at the end of the New Testament. The end of the Old Testament.
Micah chapter 4 and verse 12.
Hey, can we get
That's
page
440.
Page 440.
It says, but they know not the thoughts of the Lord.
But they do what?
They know not the thoughts of the Lord.
So what makes me rebellious? What makes me resistant? What makes me walk in a way that is not good?
or independent.
What makes me independent? Arrogant in my pride. What creates that situation?
You know what? Read that part.
Neither understand they his counsel.
From the top.
So from the top.
Micah chapter 4 and verse 12.
Uh-huh.
But they know not the thoughts of the Lord.
He said they know not the what?
The thoughts of the Lord.
So where does my mistakes come from?
Not knowing the thoughts of the Lord.
Christ said that in what? Matthew chapter
They're
25.
not knowing the scripture.
Right, get that. Matthew
Please.
chapter 25, was it verse 12? Something like that?
Yeah.
Or 12 and
There's
25.
12. 12 and 25 says he knows.
Yeah, Matthew 12 and 25. I believe that's it. Read that.
Matthew chapter 12, verse 25.
No, that's not it.
But it still hits it though.
That's not the one.
No.
The first part.
I want
22 and 29 in Matthew.
22 and 29. That's it. 22
Sorry.
and 29.
22, 29.
Yeah, that's it.
He knew their thoughts though.
Read that.
Matthew chapter 22, verse 29.
Come.
Hold up. That's page 469.
Thank you, sir.
469, right?
Page 469. Blue book.
You're ready.
Everybody get it. And then you was holding word. What W had you reading in Micah, right?
Yeah, Micah 4 and 12.
Read that.
Matthew chapter 22, verse 29.
Mm-hmm.
Christ answered and said unto them,
Mm-hmm.
Ye do err.
Err means to error, or error like ERROR. Error like I make a mistake. But also error in the New Testament means to deviate or to go astray from one's true aim, course, or purpose.
Say that again.
So it means to deviate or to go astray from one's true aim, course, or purpose. So the Most High created you. He had you be born through your parents, but the Most High has a course for you in life. He has a direction for you in life. He has a purpose for you in life. And to err means to deviate or to go astray from that purpose. And how did we go astray from the purpose of why God created me on this earth? How do I go astray from the purpose of what God created me for? Read.
Not knowing the scriptures.
What did Christ is talking. So where did I make my mistakes in my life?
Not knowing the scriptures.
Where did I get off path or the purpose or the course or the direction that the Most High had me born for?
Not knowing the scriptures.
How does a man or a woman deviate from this path?
Not knowing the scriptures.
How does a man or woman become independent?
Not knowing the scriptures.
Because it's what I don't know. And then obviously when Hosea chapter 4 verse 6 says what?
Hosea chapter 4 verse 6, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
What did Hosea chapter 4 verse 6 say?
My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
So write that down. Hosea chapter 4 verse 6. He said, Hosea chapter 4 verse 6, the Most High said, my people are destroyed for what?
Lack of knowledge.
It's not what you do know that's killing you. It's what you don't know that's killing you. It's what you don't understand that's making your life miserable. It's what you don't know. There's a lot of things that you should know about life that you don't know, and you don't know it because you don't have the what?
Knowledge.
You don't have the scriptures. He said, ye do err, not knowing the what?
The scriptures, nor the power of the Most High.
And because I don't know the scriptures, I don't recognize how powerful and I don't recognize how effective God really is. See, if you were to know the scriptures, you would recognize how limitless the power of the Most High is. He can change any situation. He can change any circumstance. And you would therefore have hope. You wouldn't underestimate the power of the Most High anymore. You wouldn't undermine or not attribute the power of the Most High to your life as being having the effective nature to change your life. See, people don't believe in the Most High because they don't read about the Most High.
Come.
But the more you read about the Most High, the more it enlightens your thought process and the reality that the Most High is with you. It bridges that gap and that disconnection that the Most High is far from me. See, when I keep reading about the Most High and I keep studying about the Bible and I keep reading His Word, I'm gaining a relationship with the Most High that was never there before. And also, I didn't realize how good this relationship really is because I've lived my life without Him the whole time. But once you get a taste of how good the Most High really is, and how powerful He is, and how effective He is, and how He can remove sicknesses, how He can wake up the dead, how the Most High can fix a person's depression, change a person's life, change their circumstance, heal a broken heart. Once you understand how powerful the Most High is, you don't ever want to disconnect from Him again. You don't ever want to live life without Him. But that takes time in order to develop that relationship. Because you need to give the Most High a chance. And that's why Christ said what? Read that again.
It says, ye do err, not knowing the Scriptures, nor the power of the Most High.
And that's why we're absent of the power of the Most High. That's why we don't pray to the Most High like we should. That's why we don't believe in the Most High like we should. That's why we don't have the relationship with the Most High like we should.
So we neglect the Most High.
Because we neglected Him. And that's why He said that in Hosea chapter 4 verse 6. Read it one more time.
Hosea 4:6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
So it's not what we do know that's killing us, it's what we don't know that's hurting our life. Read on.
Because thou hast rejected knowledge.
Because we did what?
Rejected knowledge.
Because we reject His knowledge. Every time that Bible just sits on my desk and collects dust. Every time that Bible just sitting on my dashboard, I'm just driving around, it's in my glove compartment, or it's next to my nightstand, it's in a hotel nightstand right next to the bed, that Gideon's Bible. I never read it. That Gideon's Bible that's in that hotel drawer. I will reach in the drawer to look for the remote, and I'll go right past that Bible. But every time we choose to live life without that Bible, He said what?
Because thou hast rejected knowledge.
We reject His knowledge. Every day there's an opportunity to gain the knowledge of God. But it's what you choose to do with your time that makes a difference. It's what you choose to do with it. You can take advantage of your time and make a relationship with the Most High at all times. To read His Word is free. There's no charge to read and get acquainted with the Most High. There's no charge for that. Read on.
I will also reject thee.
But because you chose not to establish a relationship with the Most High, and you thought you can live life without Him, the Most High said, okay, when you do pray to me, I'm going to do what?
I can hear you.
I'm not going to hear you. So I will reject thee. Go ahead.
That thou shalt be no priest to me.
A priest is a minister or a servant of the Most High. The Most High said, then I won't let you, since you reject knowledge, you reject this relationship that I'm trying to have with you, then when you really need me, I'm not going to be there. And I'm not going to let you serve me. It's a privilege to serve the Most High. It's a privilege and an honor to serve the Most High. You had your hand up, you had a question?
Yes, sir. I had a precept on that.
Hold that. Because we got to go back to where you was at in Micah.
Can I pull real quick?
Oh, is it going to connect back to your point?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Isaiah 5:13, and then Colossians 2:2.
Oh yeah, I will put 2. He going 2. He had 2 for 1.
Page 333.
Yeah.
Isaiah 5 and verse 13.
Page 333.
Every brother should get 2.
You rejoice, brother. He rejoiced in the spirit. Yeah, I'll read that real quick.
Come on. Isaiah 5 and verse 13.
Uh-huh.
Therefore, my people are gone into captivity.
Our people are gone to what?
Captivity.
So we're destroyed for lack of knowledge. And based off me rejecting the Most High's knowledge by neglecting His knowledge, by not reading the Scriptures, by not studying, by not seeking Him, right? What happens?
My people are gone into captivity because they have no knowledge.
My ignorance. Ignorant doesn't mean I'm stupid. A lot of us are very intelligent. A lot of us are very smart, bro. A lot of us are very cunning. But guess what? What puts me in my situation is why I don't know about the Father. It puts me in a condition of captivity. I become a slave to my vices. I become a slave to what I don't know. I become
my feelings.
I become a slave to my feelings and my lack of understanding. Real fast, go to Colossians 2 and 2.
Colossians 2 and 2.
Page 568. 568.
The point we said like
Colossians 2 and 2. That their hearts might be comforted.
So the scriptures is the purpose of getting his knowledge is not to destroy us. It's to comfort our hearts. Read.
That their hearts might be comforted, being knit together in love, and unto all riches of the full assurance of understanding.
Of the what?
Full assurance of understanding.
Read on.
To the acknowledgement of the mystery of our power, and of the Father, and of Christ.
So it's to the full acknowledgement of the mystery of the Most High, the Father, and Christ, right? By what? Knitting my heart to Him. People that knit, they're always making sure they keep all the different fibers woven together, right? They're not, the fibers aren't separated, they're not severed, they're always together, and they're going a certain uniform direction, and they're going a certain way, and they have a certain course. And there's a certain uniformity to all the different strands that's inside this blanket. So with the Most High, I'm supposed to knit my heart to Him. I'm supposed to get all the fibers of my being connected to the Father.
Intertwined.
I'm intertwined. I'm no longer an isolated, separate entity. I'm intertwined. I'm embroidered with the Most High. I'm braided with Him. Well, to knit our hearts to Him. Someone brought up the many masters. The different backgrounds we come from, really, if we don't let that old way or that old knowledge go, it separates me from the Father. I can never get intertwined with Him. I can never be knitted with the Father. That was it, bro.
Oh, that's perfect. Let's go back to where we was at. I think you had Micah. Who had Micah?
4 and 12. Somebody.
I had it.
And I think after you had Lamentations, right? Yeah.
Micah chapter 4 and verse 12.
Page 441.
But they know not the thoughts of the Lord.
It said they know not the what?
The thoughts of the Lord.
Read on.
Neither understand they His counsel.
Go ahead.
For He shall gather them as the sheaves into the floor.
So he said, neither do we understand. Why don't we understand? Now, the Most High gives us help. There's people around us that the Most High gives us as aids and help to get His understanding. And this is what, and there's responsible figures that the Most High put around us to help us understanding. And also to prevent us being disconnected from the Most High. Now, you're in Lamentations, right? Where you're at in Lamentations chapter 3, verse what?
21 now. You want 20
Yeah,
again?
21. Read that.
Lamentations chapter 3 verse 21. This I recall to my mind. Therefore have I hope.
We want the page number or no?
Yeah, you give them the page numbers just in case we lost it.
Page 390.
Read that.
Verse 21. This I recall to my mind. Therefore have I hope.
Go ahead.
It is of the Lord's mercies that we are not consumed.
He said, when you analyze your life, and you analyze what you're going through in life, and you're trying to piece together what is happening to you in your life, you're starting to see the answers are coming the more you read the Bible. It starts to make sense now what the Most High is doing to me. It starts to make sense of what the Most High has got me in this situation for. He's got me in this situation because He's breaking my pride. He's humbling me down. And He wants me to return to Him. And He also wants me to recognize how merciful He is. That the Most High is very merciful. Read on.
It says, because His compassions fail not.
It says, it is of the Lord's mercies that we are not consumed, because His what?
His compassions fail not.
So how would we ever get to this point? How do you get to a point where you are a stranger, alienated from the Most High, not having a real relationship with the Most High, in knowledge and in truth? and in understanding, to now having hope in the Most High and able to recognize His mercy. How do you get a person, taking a person from a disconnected, detached state of mind from the Most High to a now intertwined, like Dawiyah brought out, an interwoven mentality with the Most High that can recognize how good the Most High is? Yes.
Precept.
Yes.
On what He's doing with us.
Yeah.
What the Most High is doing with us. Jeremiah chapter 2 verse 10. Page in the Blue Bible.
Just read it. Just read it.
See, I have this day set thee over the nations and over the kingdoms, to root out and to pull down and to destroy and to throw down, to build and to plant.
So what is the Most High doing with us?
He's rooting out and pulling down our ideals, our knowledge, what works for us in the world. But when you come to the Most High, He's breaking that down to build you up in His knowledge and His understanding.
Our dependence.
Right. But in order to build something up, you got to tear out the old foundation first. That's what he's saying. Read that one more time. Great verse, excellent verse.
Yeah.
So Jeremiah chapter 2 verse 10. See, I have this day set thee over the nations and over the kingdoms, to root out.
So he says, so in order to establish something, you got to take away the old. If you try to build a new house, you got to remove whatever foundation is existing there already.
True.
See, a lot of people already have an existing foundation of who they feel like they are in their life. A lot of people come into this knowledge already having a healthy idea about who they are as a person. But who they are as a person is missing a lot of things. I'm missing a lot of elements in my life. I'm missing a lot of understanding in my life. So what the Most High has to do, somebody else give me that, put new wine in an old bottle. Somebody give me that. What the Most High has to do, He has to take away what previously is existing as a foundation in order to build something new.
What scripture was that?
We're in Jeremiah chapter 2 verse 10.
That's not 2 and 10.
I mean 1 and 10, right? You 1 and 10?
It's 1. Oh.
Great verse. Either way it goes, great verse.
Read
it again. And somebody give me that in
9 and 17 Matthew.
Matthew, right.
Jeremiah chapter 1 verse 10.
Read that.
See, I have this day set thee over the nations and over the kingdoms, to root out.
To root out? What else?
And to pull down.
You gotta, in order to build, you gotta tear down the old building. Mm-hmm. You ever seen demolition men that come through, and this happens especially in Austin. Austin, new buildings coming up like crazy. But they gotta get that damn wrecking ball, and you gotta get that wrecking ball on a crane, and you gotta start attacking that old building that's been there since the 1950s, that old hospital. Then they tear it down. Sometimes they put dynamite sticks in it, blow it up, let the building collapse, and then come get the tractors and the dump trucks, take all that old debris out, go back, dig up the ground, make another foundation, deeper than the previous one, and build up on a whole new skyscraper. He said, this is what you have to do to men. This same process must be done with people. Because people live life, they've already been developed of who they think they are as a person. And the whole time they've been living in error, not recognizing the Most High or Christ, because they didn't have a knowledge of the Bible.
Good.
So now they have to be torn down from the root. They got to be torn down from whoever they thought they were. That means when if I thought I was the rapper, if I thought that was the Mac, I thought I was smooth, and I thought I was the man, and I thought I had it together. The most I got to break that down. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I thought I was wiser than people. I thought I was smarter than people. I thought I was on a level. I thought I was more intelligent than half the people on the earth. The Most High got to break all that down that you come with, because you don't know the Most High. You're coming from a raw, disconnected point from the Most High, stage from the Most High, and He has, in order to build you up, He got to tear you down first. That's the process of building something new. You got to tear down the old. Read on.
And to destroy.
And to destroy. Read on.
And to throw down.
And to throw down. Read on.
To build and to plant.
And now after you've broken down, rooted out, destroyed, now you can come back on a clean foundation. You know why Walmart people usually don't get hired at Target? Because people from Walmart come into Target thinking about what?
Walmart.
Trying to do things the Walmart way. You know, well, we had you could take this back and our return. We had a 30-day, 60-day return policy. Well, listen, this is Target, man. The return policy might not be the same. We don't want Walmart's return policy. This is Target's return policy. Well, we did things the Walmart way. We had a day off every other week. Well, listen, this is Target, man. Don't come in here with the Walmart schedule. This is why sometimes people don't hire people that had pre-existing jobs of the competition, because they can't get out of their mind the old way of doing things. That's why some banks, if you had an old way of doing things at one bank, they don't want to hire you at another bank. Because these transaction fees must be implemented. Over at this other bank, we let those fees go. We forgave those fees. Not at this bank, we don't forgive those fees. You're going to pay those fees. So they don't want you to intermingle the old-fashioned way of doing things into the new knowledge. And neither does the Most High. The Most High don't want the old person doing things the way he does things, trying to get the Most High's knowledge. It doesn't work that way. That's why the old man got to get broken down, got to get humbled down, so something new can be put into you. And that's why I said that in Matthew chapter 9. Read that right there.
Matthew chapter 9 and verse 17. Matthew chapter 9 verse 17. You got the page?
Yeah, right. Neither do men put new wine into old bottles.
He said you can't put new wine in old bottles. Why is Christ using this analogy? This is Christ speaking. Why is Christ using an analogy that you shouldn't put new wine into an old bottle? Why is he using this analogy? He's using this analogy because the reference that he's trying to get you to see is that the wine is the information, is the new information of the Most High. The old bottle is the old you when you didn't have the Most High. He's saying what? You can't put new wine in what?
Into old bottles.
Meaning you can't take this knowledge that the Most High has to give you and process it the way you look at life. You gotta get your way of looking at life must be broken down. Your way of looking at people must be broken down. Your way of looking at anything must be broken down and torn down so the Most High can give you something new. You can't receive the new information because new wine represents an effervescence. New wine is bubbling. It's effervescent. It's highly effervescent. Meaning it's still being broken down. It's still, the yeast is still being fermented. So as the grapes are still fermenting and the yeast is still being broken down, creating more gas, the old bottle can't handle the effervescence and the explosiveness of the breaking down of the old grapes and the fermentation and the gas that's released off the grapes during the fermentation process. The old bottle can't handle it.
It's inflexible.
It's going to burst. You can't be you and get God's knowledge at the same time. You have to become a whole new vessel in order to obtain the new knowledge that the Most High is giving you. Read on.
Else the bottles break.
Exactly. Meaning, if I try to be the old smooth, if I try to take the wisdom of God just to get women, the Most High is not going to let me do it. He's not going to let me use this knowledge in a malicious way. Neither is he going to be able to take the Bible, his word, and I'm going to try to put the Bible in my own words. I'm going to try to teach the Bible the way I look at life. It don't fit like that. He said it's going to burst. Read on.
And the wine runneth out.
And you know what he said? That knowledge is going to be wasted. Or if I'm a person that don't take this knowledge serious, because I don't take life serious. He said all I'm going to do then is put this knowledge into you, and the knowledge is going to run right out of you because you don't take life serious. Because you don't take things serious. So all this knowledge is going to be wasted. Read on.
And the bottles perish.
Read on.
But they put new wine.
He said, but people that have vineyards, they put new wine in what?
Into new bottles.
In what?
Into new bottles.
Read on.
And both are preserved.
and both are preserved. Meaning, in order for you to get the knowledge of God, you got to become a new person.
Okay.
You can't be the old person and get this knowledge, because it won't make sense to you. Because you'll be polluting your way of thinking with God's way of thinking, and there'll be contamination. There'll be pollution. You'll be trying to mix your way of thinking and God's way of thinking. You can't commingle the two thought processes. You got to look at life only one way, the way the Most High looks at life. This is why Solomon asked the Most High. He said, I am but a child. He says, I don't know how to come in or go out. He said, I don't know how to lead people using your word. So what Solomon asked for was the wisdom of the Most High to do so, not going off his own understanding. So that was a great verse that you pulled. Now let's go back to Lamentations chapter 3. We want to wrap class up real quick. Lamentations chapter 3. And read, where were we at? We was in verse 22.
So, I'm not supposed to have many masters. I won't be innocent. I have to let go of the different schools of thought that I come from and learn to see things from the Most High's lens. And in the process of learning how to look from the Most High's lens or see things through the Most High's perspective or lens, what happens? I let go of my independence. I let go of my pride. I let go of my arrogancy. I start to acknowledge the Most High and cry out to the Father.
Right.
Then I start to get His knowledge. When I cry out to Him, when I acknowledge Him and I pursue Him, then He'll what? He'll talk to me. He'll deal with me. He'll interact with me. When I let my visions, my dreams, and the worlds, the vanities of my life go, if I let my visions and dreams and vanities go in my personal life, the Most High will renew me and refresh me with more of His wine, more of His wisdom.
Yep.
That's a lot.
The more of the old me that I let go, the more of Him I can get. I gotta let go of my own thought process. Read that.
Lamentations chapter 3, verse 22.
Page 390.
It is of the Lord's mercies that we are not consumed, because His compassions fail not.
Now I can recognize how merciful and compassionate of a Father He is. Read on.
They are new every morning.
It says the Most High loves me how often?
Every morning.
Every morning.
You know what? You can either live life and have a thought process that God hates you every morning, and you can wake up being angry at God every morning, or you can look at life and say, God loves me because I woke up this morning. I can look at life different now. I can look at my situation different now. Now, instead of not having any hope, now I can have hope now. Read on.
Great is thy faithfulness.
He says, great is the Most High's faithfulness. Read on.
The Lord is my portion, saith my soul.
He said, my soul is saying that the Lord is my portion, meaning the Lord is what I need to survive. The Lord is what I need to function. Read on.
Therefore will I hope in Him.
It says, and for this reason, because I can't make it by any other measure, and I can't make it by any other means. It's only through the Most High that I can make it. He says, and I can get through what I'm going through. This is what gives me what?
Hope.
Hope? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go ahead. Please do.
Jeremiah chapter 33, verse 2 and 3.
Read that. Write it down. Everybody get it.
Jeremiah chapter 33, verses 2 and 3 reads, Thus saith the Heavenly Father, the maker thereof, the Lord that formed it, to establish it, the Most High in His name. Call unto me, and I will answer thee, and shew thee great and mighty things, which thou knowest not.
He said, I'll show you things that you never understood. He said, when you call on me, jump down, go back to Lamentations chapter 3, verse 31.
Oh, you want 31 now?
Yes, sir.
Verse 31. For the Lord will not cast off forever.
See, the Lord won't leave me without understanding forever. This is what Jeremiah, from the beginning of Lamentations 3, he was complaining about the fact that the Most High has him boxed in. The Most High has him trapped. He said, the Most High made my chain heavy about me. The Most High is bringing my life down. He's making life very difficult for me. But now we're reading of Jeremiah coming to the understanding of what he's going through and the purpose of what he's going through. Now he's able to come back and look at the Most High in a different way. Now he also understands that the Most High is compassionate. The Most High is merciful. And he only took me what I was going through to humble me down, to get my attention. He only caused me grief. He only caused me affliction because he wanted my attention. He wanted me to be dependent upon him and not independent or arrogant.
Yeah.
So the Most High was breaking my pride. Or he was breaking my unwillingness to serve him the right way.
True.
Read on.
Verse 32. But though he caused grief,
though you may go through things in your life that cause you grief, though you may go through things in your life that cause you heartache, read on.
Yet will he have compassion according to the multitude of his mercy.
But even though you may go through things in your life, God is still faithful. And he's still willing to show you his compassion. And he's still willing to restore you and build you back up as a person. As long as you humble down. As long as you're willing to submit your will to his will.
Yep.
Read on.
For he doth not afflict wrongly.
Nope.
He does not afflict what?
Wrongly.
So there's a Most High.
I got willingly. It said, for he doth not afflict willingly. Read that again.
For he doth not afflict willingly.
It's telling you that the Lord doesn't try to aim at you on purpose. He's not trying to hurt you. He's not trying to destroy you. It says he doesn't afflict you willingly, meaning it's not the Most High's will. Hold that thought. It's not the Most High's will that to see you hurt. That's not the Most High's pleasure. It is not the Most High's pleasure to see you suffer. Read.
Nor grieve the children of men.
Yeah. Nor to make your life an absolute horror or nightmare. That the Most High doesn't, he's not like this evil genius and he's playing with your life like a puppet on a string, and he's playing the puppet master, and he's kind of putting the puppet in some flames, and he's laughing while he burn you in flames, or he's putting you in some deep water, he's drowning you like a damn voodoo doll or something. He's not playing your life like that. Sticking you with pins in your life. He's not playing games with your life like that. Because sometimes it may feel like that. Especially when I don't understand why I'm going through what I'm going through. It feels like the Lord's playing with my life. Read on.
So, verse 34. To crush under his feet all the prisoners of the earth.
It's not just, the Lord don't, like a little kid that like to burn ants with a magnifying glass. Or like to kill bugs. The Most High is not looking at you like this. Like I just get a pleasure and a kick out of seeing you suffer. Read on.
To turn aside the right of a man before the face of the Most High.
He's not trying to take away what's owed to you and just to make you feel bad. I'm going to give you something and I'm going to take it away just to get you upset. The Most High is not malicious in that way. Read on.
To subvert a man in his cause.
Or I'm not trying to hustle you. I'm not trying to hustle you and get you to serve me and trick you and say, I don't care about you. Got you. I played you. Like men play women or women play men. The Most High is not playing you like that. Look what I got him to do.
I knew he was
He fell for it every time. You know what I'm saying? Fell for the bait. Read on.
The Lord approveth not.
It said that is not what the Most High approves of. It said the Most High approveth not. Read on.
Who is he that saith, and it cometh to pass, when the Lord commandeth it not?
Go ahead.
Out of the mouth of the Most High proceeded not evil and good.
He's asking you a question. He's telling you in life, the Most High gives what out of his mouth? Evil and good. Meaning you get whatever you choose. See, in life, you get what you choose. Go to Deuteronomy and read that real quick, 30 verse 19. Read it. Deuteronomy chapter 30 verse 19, right? Read that.
Do 30:19.
Yeah, we're almost done with class. We're about to wrap it up because it's almost 10 o'clock. Yeah. Yeah, but we already got one.
It's page 110. 110.
Yeah, we done. But this one, I kind of got it.
Oh, you're good.
I got it.
I don't want
30 and 15.
I got two scriptures.
It's 30 and 19.
I got two precepts.
We got to wrap it up though, bro.
Yeah.
Daria had already called too.
Oh, man.
Cheetah.
No, actually, it's
15.
Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 15 reads, "See, I have set before thee this day life and good, and death and evil."
He said life and good, what?
Death and evil.
See, in life, you got, these are the options that there are. There's life and good, death and evil. Read on.
"In that I command thee this day to love the Lord thy power, to walk in his ways, and to keep his commandments."
He commands us this day to do what?
To keep his commandments.
And to what? To
and his statutes.
He commands us to love him. He commands us to love him by keeping his statutes, by keeping his laws, by keeping his commandments, by living his word, by learning his word.
If ye love me, keep my commandments.
Right. Read verse 19. I know. I want to get straight to the point. It was 19.
I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing.
It says before you, every man is life and death, blessing and what?
Cursing.
Read on.
Therefore choose life.
It says therefore what?
Choose life.
What does the Most High want you to choose?
Choose life.
He said you can choose whatever you want. You can get whatever you want in this life. He says, but the way the Most High created life, He created life for you to enjoy it. So He wants you to make the right choice. That's why He's begging you to choose what?
Life.
And what does it mean in the Bible to choose life? Read on.
That both thou and thy seed may live.
Go ahead.
That thou mayest love the Lord thy power.
What does it mean to choose life?
That thou mayest love the Lord thy power.
To choose life and not death, and to choose blessings instead of cursing, that means you made a choice to do what?
That thou mayest love the Lord thy power.
Go ahead.
And that thou mayest obey his voice.
Go ahead.
And that thou mayest cleave unto him.
And so that you stick to the Most High. See, this is what it means to choose life. It's when you put yourself in an obedient, submissive nature, and you're willing to follow the Most High at all times, and you're willing to connect your thoughts with His thoughts, and you're willing to subdue your own mind. He said, this is what it means to choose life. Read on.
And that thou mayest cleave unto him, for he is thy life.
Because to choose life means that I'm choosing a life serving the Most High. And I can recognize that the Most High is my life. My life is not nothing without Him.
Okay.
And sometimes it takes us to a lot of suffering to realize that. Sometimes we got to get brought down to recognize that. And that's what it's for. The Most High has nothing but love set up for us. But we got to recognize Him for the compassionate, merciful power that He is. And sometimes we don't do that. Finish that verse that you got, because that's
Jeremiah 29:11.
Last verse.
Yeah, we would go further, but we have to check that.
I know. Everybody wants to y'all like we playing spades or something. We ain't playing spades. Like brother, how many books you got? I got 4 books over here, man. I got 4. How many you got?
He got the fingers on him like books.
Like we playing spades, man. Well, let's go 10.
About to go in right now.
Let's go ahead, bro. Last verse.
Jeremiah 29:11.
Here's
the blue book.
If the Most High willing, we got another class. So Most High is merciful to us. Right?
Yes.
Come on Friday. We got another class on Friday. Got another class on Saturday. Got another class on Monday. We got plenty of time. You got holding verses then.
29:11.
Yeah. Read that.
They highlighted twice.
Yeah. Read that.
Page 374. Blue book, page 374 in the blue book. We gotta leave early today. We gotta go.
Jeremiah 29 and verse 11. For I know the thoughts that I think towards you.
Now remember earlier we read about the Most High was trying to pull Israel and deal Israel, but we were rebellious and resistant, right? And we did not know the Most High's thoughts. But He wanted to tell us His thoughts. But my whole life was blocked by the different vanities, the different business, different ideals, the different feelings, the different masters or schools of thought I come from. My family, my people, my life, my impulses, everything going on in my personal life. Or just I haven't learned, I live in error. I live in error, which is such what I brought out, to go astray from the Lord by not knowing His information, not knowing His book, right? So now He's trying to tell us what He was trying to tell us. This is my thoughts. What was His thoughts? Read.
Saith the Lord. Thoughts.
Read from the top.
Slakia. Jeremiah 29 and verse 11.
And we were destroyed for lack of knowledge. And we went into captivity for lack of knowledge. So now here's the big secret. Here's his thoughts that he really wanted to tell us. Here's the secret he wanted to tell us. Read.
For I know the thoughts that I think toward you.
I know the thoughts that I think about you or towards you or for you. Read.
Saith the Lord. Thoughts of peace.
Thoughts of what?
Of peace.
Thoughts of what?
Peace.
Thoughts of peace. The Most High was trying to give peace to your life. But we were pursuing our own peace, our own ideal or version or image of what we thought peace was. Rather smoking, rather it's drinking, rather it's sleeping around, rather it's being isolated, whether it's just watching TV till our mind goes numb, whether it's just sleeping all day, or just working away the pain. We just work till you just don't do it real life. Just gonna work until it ignore everything else. Just work and focus on work so I don't get through my life. Right? Read.
And not of evil.
And he had thoughts of peace towards us and not evil. Read.
To give you an expected end.
To give you a what?
An expected end.
Unpredictable life.
An expected end.
A life full of drama and theatrics.
An expected end.
A life full of confusion.
An expected end.
A life where you gotta sit here and learn everything by trial and error.
An expected end.
A life where you gotta sit here and just rely on a physical substance to be happy.
An expected end.
He wanted to give us a life where we could predict our end. An expected end. I have your life mapped out for you. I just want you to appreciate it. Read.
Verse 12. Then shall ye call upon my name.
Then shall you do what?
Call upon my name.
Then you're going to call. Solomon called before he became king. Right? And the people in Psalms were on that ship. They were in that life. Their life was going crazy up and down. Right? They had to go. And then when their life got really crazy, high waves, high highs, and low lows, then they cried to the Lord. The whole point was to give you an expected end and give you peace based on his thoughts and not our own self-independent, arrogant, prideful thought pattern. Read.
And ye shall go and pray unto me.
And I shall do what?
And ye shall go and pray unto me.
It's just to make you pray, man. He brought you to your knees just so you could go pray. That was the only thing he was trying to do. Just pray, bro. Pray and get his knowledge. And start to curve your life towards his desire. Read.
And I will hearken unto you.
And I will do what?
And I will hearken unto you.
I pray to God, he don't hear me, he don't listen, he don't hear me. No, he's going to do what?
He will hearken unto you.
When I humble, submit, obey, follow, commit myself, start to be self-analytical, start to be yielding, I yield myself, I start to trust more, I acknowledge and focus on him more, then what's he going to do?
I will hearken unto you.
I'll listen to you. I'll hear you. I'll take you out of your troubles. I'll protect you.
You're in Jeremiah, right?
Come.
Go to Jeremiah chapter 6, read verse 16. I know I said it's the last one. But
Yeah, we already know.
Jeremiah, we're going to wrap it up. We're going to wrap it up. Jeremiah 6, read that. Jeremiah chapter 6, verse 16. Read that.
Come.
Jeremiah chapter 6 and verse 16. Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways, and see, and ask for the old paths.
So what the Most High wants you to do is, he wants you to stand and ask the Most High of how the right way to do something. That's why I say stand in the old paths. He said, how did these men that believed in the Most High make it in life when they hit tribulation? How did these men that caught hell in life or were afflicted in life, how did they survive and still remain faithful? Read on.
Where is the good way?
And the Most High is asking you to ask the question, to know, to see if you want to find out where the good way is. The Most High is begging you to stand in the way for you to ask and see and pursue a lifestyle that's good. He wants you to search it out. He wants you to come to the conclusion that I need to figure out and ask, which way am I supposed to be going in my life? What am I supposed to be doing with my life? That's why it says, look and see and stand in the path. Where is the good way? Go ahead.
And walk therein.
And when you find it, you're supposed to do what?
Walk therein.
You're supposed to walk in the good way. Once you find what the good way is. Read on.
And ye shall find rest.
And you shall find what?
Rest.
Another definition of rest is tranquility. Tranquility is heavenly peace, a peace of comfort. It's a peace of mind. Read on.
For your souls.
Go ahead.
But they said, we will not walk therein.
It says, but the problem with our people is we refuse to look at what the Most High has in store as far as what gives us peace. What gives us peace of mind is walking in His way. But we're rebellious in a lot of senses because we don't want to walk in that way. Read on.
Also, I set watchmen over you, saying, hearken to the sound of the trumpet. But they said, we will not hearken.
What's a watchman? A watchman is a leader or a guide. See, the Most High didn't leave us alone. He gave us guides and leaders to help us with this walk towards God, this walk in faith. We're supposed to be the Most High didn't leave us without assistance. He gave us individuals to help us walk towards Him. But it's up to us to decide if this is the direction that we want to walk. Read on.
Therefore, hear, ye nations, and know, O congregation, what is among them. Hear, O earth, behold, I will bring evil upon this people.
So if you don't choose to walk in the direction that the Most High wants you to walk in, He says, I will bring what?
Evil upon this people.
But the purpose of bringing evil is because you didn't want to walk the good way, which would have brought actual peace in your life. But instead, we inherit what? We inherit evil. Read on.
Even the fruit of their thoughts.
And the Most High just rewards people with the what? The fruit
of their thoughts.
The fruit of their thoughts. So you get rewarded with whatever is on your mind and whatever decision you choose to make. And in life, there's life in good and there's blessing and cursing. The Most High will just give you based upon what your mind was on. The Most High is not unfair. He wants to give you peace. But if we choose not peace, then He'll just give us the fruit of our own thoughts. And that's going to be whatever it's going to be. Based upon whatever's on a man's mind. Yes, sir.
And Ezekiel 33 and 11?
Yeah, we might as well read it. Read it verse 1. I know.
Verse 1?
Yeah, start at verse 11. As a matter of fact, go to verse 6. And if you're going to pull it, go to verse 6.
Ezekiel 33?
Yeah.
You want something with
No, verse 11, just straight to the point. Go ahead, just straight to the point.
Ezekiel 33 verse 11. Say unto them, as I live, saith the Most High power, I have no pleasure in the death of the wicked.
It says, I have no what?
No pleasure in the death of the wicked.
The Most High has no pleasure in killing somebody or letting somebody die. That is not the Most High's pleasure. His pleasure was peace. His pleasure was good, tranquility. Read on.
But that the wicked turn from his way and live.
More than anything, the Most High wants somebody to live. He wants you to live. Okay. But in order to live, you have to change. Okay. That's what the Most High wants from us more than anything, is to see us change. That's what the word repent means. The word repent means to change. To make a complete change. He wants you to change the person that you are. Mm-hmm. He gets more pleasure out of that than watching somebody die. Read on.
Turn ye.
Now the Most High don't say it just once. He said what?
Twice.
And we just read earlier, the Most High speaketh once, yea twice, but man perceiveth not. When the Most High says something 2 times, what does that mean?
He really means it.
He's trying to get your attention. That's why he says, turn ye, turn ye. He wants you to change who you are as a person. Read on.
Turn ye from your evil ways.
Read on.
For why will ye die, O house of Israel?
He says, he's asking the question, why are you choosing death versus life? If you want to live, then make the right choices. Making the right choice is choosing to follow and submit your life to His, according to His commandments, His righteousness, and His judgment. All right. Any questions? We're gonna go ahead and end it because we gotta get out of here. We got more things to do. But if there's any questions, we can continue this class. This is just the beginning of this particular topic. But if there's any questions, we still got Friday. We got class on Friday, class on Saturday morning. We got class on Monday, same time, 7:30, 7:45. We got class again on next Wednesday. All right. So we're going to say shalom. and we're gonna go ahead and just get out. We're not gonna do anything extra tonight. We're going to get out starting 10 o'clock.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Shalom. So thank you for everybody watching on YouTube and on Zoom. Shalom.
Shalom.